What would you do if you woke up one morning and your wrist was locked inside a device that could turn you into 10 of the most powerful aliens in the universe? No instructions, no manual, no adult supervision, just you, a malfunctioning alien watch. And the terrifying realization that the universe just made a 10-year-old boy its last line of defense. That's not a superpower fantasy. That's a nightmare wrapped in the most exciting thing that has ever happened to anyone. Today we're breaking down Ben 10, the story of a kid who stumbled into the biggest responsibility in the galaxy, had absolutely no business carrying it, and somehow became one of the greatest heroes ever put on screen. Let's go, Alien. Summer Vacation. Ben Tennyson, 10 years old, loud, impulsive, painfully ordinary, is packed into a motorhome with his grandfather Max and his cousin Gwen for a cross-country road trip. Ben and Gwen bicker constantly. Max tries to keep the peace. It's the most normal family trip you can imagine. Then the sky cracks open. A capsule, alien, ancient, and clearly not meant for human hands, crashes in the woods near their campsite. Ben goes to investigate because of course he does, and the device inside locks onto his wrist before he can even process what's happening. This is the Omnitrix. An alien watch of almost incomprehensible power designed by a genius alien scientist named Asmuth to store the DNA of 10 different alien species, each one granting Ben a completely different body, ability, and power set when activated. The problem? It was never meant for Ben. It was never meant for Earth. It was lost in transit, fleeing from a warlord named Vilgax, one of the most feared conquerors in the known galaxy, who wants it back at any cost. And now it's locked on the wrist of a 10-year-old boy on summer vacation in New Mexico. Here's what makes Ben 10 genuinely brilliant. The alien roster isn't just a collection of cool designs. Each transformation is a specific problem-solving tool that forces Ben to think differently. Heat Blast, a living fireball. Pure offense, pure power, and Ben's go-to when he needs to hit something hard. For arms massive, brutish, built for raw physical strength, the heavy hitter when brute force is the only answer. Wild Mott, no eyes, no voice, all instinct. Forces Ben to fight completely blind, relying on senses he doesn't naturally have. Ghost Frake, the terrifying one. Ben can phase through walls, become invisible, and possess objects, but this alien unsettles even Ben, hinting at something darker beneath the surface. Diamond Head, crystalline, nearly indestructible, capable of firing razor-sharp shards. One of the most tactically versatile of the 10, XL8 pure speed. Velociraptor in a suit that moves so fast the world practically stops around him. Upgrade can merge with and enhance any technology. Quietly one of the most powerful in the entire roster. Gray Matter, the smallest. A tiny frog-like genius who makes Ben smarter rather than stronger and teaches him that intelligence is its own kind of superpower. Ripjaws, built for the deep ocean. Limited on land but devastating underwater. Stinkfly, flight, agility, and projectile slime. Not glamorous, extremely effective. 10 aliens. 10 completely different ways to be a hero. And one boy who has to figure out which one fits the moment, usually while something is already trying to kill him. Let's talk about Vilgax because he deserves his own section. Vilgax is not a Saturday morning cartoon villain. He's terrifying in a way that most animated antagonists never manage to be. He is ancient. He is relentless. He has conquered entire worlds and left civilizations in ash. He doesn't monologue. He doesn't make speeches. He wants the Omnitrix, and he will destroy everything and everyone between him and that goal without a second thought. What makes him genuinely scary is that he's not motivated by emotion. He's not jealous or wounded or trying to prove something. He simply wants power, and he is completely, coldly capable of getting it. And this terrifying force of destruction is hunting a 10-year-old boy. That gap between who Ben is and what's coming for him is what gives the whole series its tension. Ben is not ready for Vilgax. He never fully is. But he shows up anyway, every single time. Here's what Ben 10 is actually about, underneath all the alien transformations and action sequences. It's about what happens when responsibility chooses you before you're ready. Ben didn't apply for this. He didn't train for it. He didn't earn the Omnitrix through years of discipline and sacrifice. It just landed on him, and suddenly the universe expected things from a kid who still argued with his cousin over the last slice of pizza. The tension of the whole series has been wrestling with that gap between who he is impulsive, immature, insecure, and who the Omnitrix demands he become. Gwen is his foil. He's smarter, more disciplined, and constantly calling Ben out on his recklessness. But she also believes in him in those quiet moments when he can't believe in himself. Their rivalry is real, but so is their bond. Grandpa Max is the secret heart of the show. He's calm, he's wise, he never panics. And as the series unfolds, we slowly realize that Max knows far more about aliens in the universe than he ever let on, a mystery that adds a whole other layer to the story. Ben 10 is a show about a kid learning that greatness isn't given. It's built one messy, impulsive, barely surviving a decision at a time. Here's why. Ben 10 has outlasted almost every animated series of its era, and still has people talking 20 years later. The show never talked down to its audience. Vilgax was genuinely threatening. The stakes were genuinely real. Ben made actual mistakes with actual consequences. And the emotional core, a kid trying to figure out who he is, while the galaxy demands he already be great, is something every person watching has felt in some form. There's a reason this franchise spawned for follow-up series. It's multiple movies, video games, comics, and one of the most loyal fan bases in animation history. It got something right. Something about the feeling of being handed more than you asked for, more than you think you deserve, and choosing to carry it anyway. That's not just a kid's story, it's a human story. Ben 10 is one of those rare shows that works completely on the surface: thrilling action, credible alien designs, non-stop adventure, and then rewards you all over again when you look underneath and see what it's really saying. God, if this breakdown resonated with you, go ahead and hit the like button. It takes 1 second, and it genuinely helps more people find this channel. And if you want deep dives like this every week on the animated shows and movies that shaped us more than we realized, hit subscribe. You don't want to miss what's coming next. I'll see you in the next one. Stay heroic.